starting. We're starting off high.
We can get a
Yeah,
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
there was you had accountability. Now, what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently, there's a Foolproof raid.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
I'll be him today.
You know, you're not, why aren't you ever just like, yeah, that's me?
Maybe I'm not. No, maybe I am. Maybe I am just portraying him.
You're portraying him?
At the moment.
This is the,
That's my,
is that your alter ego?
Nah, it's not even. That's just my way. So if anybody ever tries to use this as evidence, I can say that this is just the portrayal of him.
This is the portrayal. I like it.
This isn't him. That's not like his shit.
So when
it's
they
not
try
his
to-
views and opinions. It's the portrayal of his.
The views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily the views and opinions of the
Myself.
hosts.
I'm just
Or the Foolproof Entertainment Network, or any other organization with which the two hosts may be associated.
You know?
Allegedly. The lawyer lady up there in the booth is telling me to say allegedly.
I ain't seen her in a while, but
It's been a minute. Oh, man.
how you been?
Been all right. It's, getting back to the grind this week. I'm sure you
Yeah, I
get it.
suppose so, huh?
Yeah. It wasn't awful. And I'm trying to decide, I don't actually think it's any less work than I was doing before I left, but because I had a week off, it doesn't feel as bad.
Right.
And
right.
honestly, at the tail end, right before the holidays, despite the fact that I was frustrated with work, I had figured out a couple of ways to do things smarter, not harder.
That's the name of the game.
And so coming back in, I'm like, okay, I've got a macro that takes this report and does all the shit that I wanted to do. And I built formulas instead of having to add shit up myself. So it took I had a 4-hour window, the last day I was in the office, and I built this shit. And I'm like, this is going to take the time it takes me to do this shit and cut it in half or by 75%. So maybe it's that, or maybe it's just being recharged and saying, fuck it, let's go.
I don't know.
It's one of those two things.
I don't know. Can't really compete with AI.
Right? No shit.
You know? Once you get as long as you got the formulas correct, I don't know.
Just let it roll, man.
Yeah, I think you may be a little recharged, but I think that has a lot to do with how you feel there.
I mean, I think it does. And honestly, I think it's having the time off and just being re-energized. I think the other thing, too, was the people around me were also burned the fuck out. So, everybody came back with, a little bit different energy in the new year, which was good. And it was a little more yeah, we got this and we're going to finish this shit. And so I think that's been a good vibe for the week, and I'm here for it. We'll see. I'm sure it'll all be a shit show again before the end of the month, but I'll take it while I got it.
Listen. Listen. Is that a big fucking ruse, New Year's?
New Year's being a ruse?
Yeah, is that a big fucking ruse? Is that what it is?
Say more.
I feel like that's always supposed to have been the vibe going into your new year. You know what I'm saying? New year, new me. I'm gonna improve, do the things that I should have did last year. New year, fresh start. New year, all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just the date. It's a date that changed for you.
It is, but corporate world, like, people took 2 weeks off, and I've told you about the hassles and struggles we've had since June. Like, people haven't taken time off. Everybody took like somewhere between a week and 2 weeks off this past, like, heading into this week. So to your point, does it have really anything to do with the new year? No, it has to do with the fact people finally took a fucking break.
Yeah, you gotta use your PTO up for the end of the year, so I definitely get that. So the PTO is more important than the motherfucking holiday. I just feel like the holiday was put in place, right? Like, to get you recharged. You know what I'm saying?
And here's my thought on it.
It's a new opportunity for you, but nothing changed from yesterday, December 31st, and today, January 1st.
Right. Well, and I think this is a good segue into our first kind of topic on this. You shot me over a video that kind of talked about the history of, of November and December, and how the calendar year used to start in, or did they add January and February? I can't remember.
January and February, because they said October, November, and December are like Ocho, Nueve, and Diez, or I can't remember what else. He used a couple different language examples, but and then he said that January and February were added to represent. Damn, who was it?
Is that?
You can tell I ain't watched this since I sent it to you.
Right.
But I know January and February were added in like tribute to two different people. I can't remember.
It's probably
pagan gods or whatever. Whatever.
It's probably Roman emperors. Because isn't this
probably,
a Roman calendar that we're on at this point? I think it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but to the point, like, the new year used to be in like the March time frame. And they used to, back when we were agricultural societies only and society was built on the farming season, it was when you could plant for the next season. It was when spring hit. And to me, that makes a lot of sense. Like, and the video we watched kind of went in on,
like, the vibrations.
What does it make sense to do New Year's, new resolutions, like to turn the page in the middle of winter, which is a time of, like, death, right? Like, if you go back to ancient times or, prehistoric times, the winter was not when you were celebrating things.
Right.
And what we've talked about a couple of different times is, being in tune and being in the same frequencies and vibrations with the universe, and trying to start something new in the winter is not the vibe.
Listen, that's not the vibe. Literally, or I don't even know what the fuck you would call that.
Or motivationally,
spiritually, it's not it. And he was even saying in the video, like, it's best to give you New Year affirmations at the same time that, life is growing.
Right.
Because spring was like when the first, what's it called? Blooms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? I can't think of what the name of the flower is or whatever he was talking about. But that would make sense to plant your seeds and affirmations at the same time that the world is working on its.
Right. The same time the world is planting its seeds and you're seeing its seeds grow. Yeah, I'm with it. How do we make this happen?
Just do it.
Honestly,
we just fucking do it. Like, don't get me wrong. You give me the holiday, I'm gonna take it. But I'm gonna just have to start celebrating my New Year March 1st.
But here's the thing: is that you would still have like the Christmas holiday. You would still have even like the winter solstice type holidays, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas. I'm sure there are pagan festivals around the winter solstice. Like, you could still have a winter holiday. And here's the flip side. Guess what? America, we don't really have a ton of holidays between New Year's and like July 4th. So if we move New Year to like, say, late March, give us all an excuse to take a week off in late March. And I mean, I guess Easter's out that way.
Was St. Patrick a drunk?
I mean, he was Irish.
So you can't be mad at those stereotypes, kid. Y'all perpetuate them on yourself every March, 16th?
17th.
17th?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Oh, man, but that whole shit, like, around that, it's just... It's almost like sabotage in a way.
Well, and I mean, I think that that's proven out kind of time and time again.
Yeah, I feel like
people who
even when you
go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, even when you think of it from the same perspective that young man was thinking of it, when you think about the winter, it's barren land. You can't plant shit in the winter a lot of times. Like there's nothing you can do in that. And then I also think of winter as like you shut in, like motherfuckers aren't just out and about. So it's almost like you're telling me that my goals or my vibes or my wishes aren't getting out.
Right. Well, and I mean, even when you think about it in terms of what's the stereotype about folks that say they're going to work out more in the new year is that they work out for the first 3 weeks of January and then. So, like, and I think it's a motivational thing. But if you were to start that in March, when it's warm outside.
Yes, the weather's breaking and shit.
You could go, and you wouldn't have to go to the gym. Like, you could say, all right, I'm going to go get a run, or I'm going to get, these push-ups in outside, or do something more. Like, not saying you can't do that anyways, but, like, I do think that there is something to be said for, and I've talked about this with family before, like, seasonal affective disorder. Like, where your mood is influenced by the weather, and your motivation is influenced by the weather.
Right.
Like, it's hard to stay motivated in the winter. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna reestablish New Year's. We're gonna call it the Fool's New Year's.
Fool's New Year's March 1st.
March 1st, or do we want to do it like late? Do we want to do it late March? You want to do it?
Maybe
March
there's
1st?
nothing foolish about it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they've got Jewish New Year in what? October, November. You've got Chinese New Year later in January. Fool's New Year, March 17th. Right in
March
line with
17th,
St.
right
Patrick's.
after Patty's.
Do it the week of St. Patrick's Day, so that way we get two holidays. Actually, no. Here's what it is. St. Patrick's Day is Fool's New Year's Eve.
That's interesting.
You go get fucked up on St. Patrick's Day.
That's interesting.
And then on the 18th, you turn it all around.
You can piggyback off of St. Patty's, right?
Right.
St. Patrick's Day's opening up for the new year.
And I mean, here's the other thing. What's the primary color in our Foolproof entertainment shit?
Ooh,
it's green,
now you're thinking.
baby.
Now that bee's working up there. Now the motherfucking gears is turning.
Turn up.
You might be onto something there.
Uh-oh. Nope. The REITs just hit it. You know what Fool's New Year is? April Fools.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's April 1st. That's still the beginning of spring. It's a few days after the official start of spring. But
That's interesting. I think I'm with that.
The REITs may get the
right,
dub here.
I think you right, my REITs. I think you might hit that spot on.
So
the color thing doesn't work, but but shit.
Well, it's just here's what it is then. St. Patrick's Day is the start of the Fool's New Year season. You wear green from March 17th through April 1st.
Yeah. Damn, is this like Hanukkah now and there's days of the New Year?
Yep.
As long as you don't have to provide a present on each one.
So you take cool. March 17th through April 1st. That's 2 weeks. That's 14 days, isn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's either 14 or 15. It's somewhere around there. March has 31, so it's...
Yeah, March has 31.
It would be 15 then. But still, I think it's on. I think we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Someone is written.
How do we celebrate? That's the next
The same
question.
way we celebrate every year, Cliff.
The real New Year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shit.
Get it done.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?
Speaking of New Year, though, that Dave Chappelle show.
Oh, my goodness. I had a blast. Now, getting the fuck out of there was a pain in the ass, but the show itself was a blast. So... I'm trying to think. We walked in when I think it was the first act was going on. I don't even remember dude's name, but he was funny.
I can't either. He had to warm up.
Yeah,
he had to warm up.
He got the crowd going, and then it's something Ingram? Is it Rob Ingram? Something like that. And he had.
I don't remember any names other than Jon Stewart and Dave Chappelle.
Right. But Rob Ingram, I think he did. I think
and Sada. My guy Sada, baby. I don't know why he was in there though. Either he's from Detroit. He was like, "Fucking Dave Chappelle, it's close. I'm going.
I'm in." but Ingram had like 5 minutes worth of material, and then just did crowd work the rest of the time,
right?
Which was entertaining. He did a good job with the crowd work, and
he wasn't bad.
And then Jon Stewart ruined the whole fucking vibe of the show.
Why you say that? Because he got all.
Well, he tried to go a little too like social justice warrior with it, and then two, like his shit just wasn't funny. Like it just wasn't.
I feel like he was trying to play to the crowd, like with all the Ohio State shit and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Columbus people are for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he even acknowledged it, like, "Oh, am I in front of the wrong crowd?" And it's like, nah, we just noticed that you're not telling jokes. You're trying to win us over, and it's not working.
Well, and then he associated the name of the arena, which was Value City Arena, with Columbus, and it's like, no, dude, Value City Furniture is a store. It's not a tag for Columbus. Like, he did that like 6 times.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to it.
You did better with your Ohio State jokes.
I want to bash the guy. I fuck with
I mean, I do too, but like his act was not good.
It was a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Get up there next time.
And he just, I don't know. Like, he tried to go hard in on like the Jewish angle, and it's like, okay, like I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I also don't know that you're going to get the response you want here. Like,
right? I don't know what he thought.
But
I don't know what he thought.
Then they did like a 15-minute interlude of like just trying, like, hype music, trying to get the crowd back up after Jon Stewart, because I think everybody fell asleep.
He's stupid. I think that was Dave Chappelle's intro. He just said, "Fuck it, that's what I want intro to be." But I will say, I bet you he roasted the shit out of Jon Stewart backstage in the green room.
What's that?
I bet he roasted
The
the
shit out of
him.
John. I bet you that's why it took him so
Happens to the best of us, baby.
I bet you that's why it took Chappelle so long to come out. He was talking shit to John on his way back in.
Could be, man. That was rough. And
I mean, it's just disappointing that like Stewart was like a big surprise guest, and people went insane when he came out. And then by the end of his set, like the crowd was just like, wah, wah.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And then Dave.
I feel like he was just having fun up there.
He was.
That's what he was doing. He was just having fun up there. He was talking some crazy shit, and I would not give away any of his new material.
All I'm gonna say is Chuck Berry.
Just talking crazy.
Chuck Berry is disrespectful.
Yeah, motherfuckers. That shit, man.
My favorite was he was in. I think it was the first. Was it the first Chuck Berry joke or the second one, where he literally like had himself doubled over laughing, like he couldn't get through the joke.
He's funny, man. He is funny. He's just so fucking ignorant. I don't even know what would make him even want, like, how your mind even comes to. I'm gonna talk about this on stage, like.
Well, and he came out and he was, he's had his. Supposedly, he's had his beef, or at least the media has made it seem he has a beef with the trans community. And so he comes out and he immediately says, I'm not fucking with the trans community today. I'm fucking with the handicap. I'm going after everybody. I died.
I think the fishbowl is real. Like where he said, I stick my head in a bowl and I just pull out punchline.
The manatees.
I think he did that and he pulled out Chuck Berry. And he was like, oh, I can have fun with this. And that's what he did. He just had fun talking shit.
Oh, no. The entire, like, Chuck Berry piece of the set was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
And we were close enough that, and they did a good job with the screen, too, but we were close enough that, like, when he was facing us, you could see his facial expressions. And his facial expressions are what kind of land the plane for him. Like, and so just there were a couple of times where he just looked at the camera or looked like his usual.
You think that's why he brought Jon Stewart there?
Why?
He said Columbus has a big Jewish community called Bexley, and I don't want them to come out there acting wild at the show. Let's bring Jon Stewart to warm them up in case they're still upset.
Well, he did it.
Live.
He did it to get the SJW thing like just under control. Like that's all it was, because Ingram too said some off the wall shit. And Ingram shit to me was the funnier stuff because he went in on like what was it? He went in on Gen Z and was like, good. Like, because they took all the phones or whatever. And he's like, this is the longest some of those people have ever gone without their phones. How you feeling? You all right? You are the only generation that could make millennials look cool.
Yeah, he was, I kind of questioned his choices.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
In terms of who he had with him.
Yeah, like
I mean, he had people that were borderline funny so that he could close the show and be fucking hilarious.
I wouldn't be shocked if both of them were from Ohio.
Oh, the first two acts?
Yeah, because he's been known to do that in the past, to bring people up from the city he's coming to.
Ingram, I think, has actually
group.
Ingram has actually been touring with him the entire time. I don't know about the other guy, but Ingram definitely has.
Well, I don't know how I feel. I just feel like those aren't the best two to.
No, I hear you.
bring him up. And I understand you have a special guest and shit. I guess between the special guests, they've been missing. Fuck. You brought Elon Musk up, that missed. Jon Stewart, that missed. I don't know who else you had up there, but I'm hoping you got a few ground roll doubles.
I wonder who went to or who came out in Toronto for him.
I know it wasn't the sixth guy, Drake himself. So that was probably a miss.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Anything else from his set?
Or maybe he feels like when I'm that good, it makes up for it.
Yeah.
I just want to get these young bucks some exposure.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably what it is. I think it's more him trying to pay it forward than anything else.
And that's still like, and what throws me the most about that, at least with the Ingram dude, is that, like you said, he only had 3 to 5 minutes of material, and then the rest is crowd work. If I'm a producer or a club owner or anything like that, I'm looking like, well, what can I really use?
Unless he's like a host and MC.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's a talent in itself.
It is
to be able to come up with shit and work a crowd. But compared to what Dave Chappelle is doing, it's almost like a party gag.
Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So it's like when you bring people like that with you, it's like for lack of a better term, and I'm sorry if it's offensive, it's like going to the club with your ugly friends. Like when the girls go to the clubs and the bars with their ugly friends, so they stand out more. Like,
yep.
It's like, I don't know. It just seemed weird.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like amateur to professional.
Well, and again, I think part of the feeling on that was the fact that, like, Jon Stewart bombed, and he's a big name, like arguably as big or bigger than Chappelle at one time. Not saying it's current, but so,
no, I would say as big. I would just say that's just the name itself. It's not necessarily the skill behind it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, and his skill was different. Facing a camera, reading the news in a funny way, right? Like, so.
I love Jon Stewart. I would like to preface that again because I do feel like we're ripping him a new one, but it's just an honest critique of what I saw with my own too, baby.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to get, so with Trevor Noah leaving The Daily Show, I wonder if they're going to get him to do some guest spots.
Trevor?
Yeah, well.
I doubt it.
No, I meant Stewart to go back and do The Daily Show for a month or so.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Trevor. I was about to say that nigga's busy.
Yeah, no doubt. No, he's blowing up big. I'm gonna have to check it. I've seen him live before. I will, when he comes back around, I will definitely go see him again.
Isn't that some shit though, right? Like, and I'm never against giving a person of my skin complexion a job by any means. But these motherfuckers talked about how Mexicans was stealing jobs. And you let a South African black man on the Daily Show to talk about nation news.
Right. Well, and what's funny is that he was very much...
And loved it. Ate it up.
He was an unknown, too, when he got hired.
Right.
And nobody liked him in, like, the first couple of weeks. And now he's, like one of the biggest, comedians on the planet again.
But before he even took that job, he was making good money elsewhere.
He was, but it was all international. He didn't
right. It wasn't in the States.
Right.
That's what got him known here.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, at the same time, that's where the marketing machine behind it comes in too. So I'm sure he is more popular now than when he was before The Daily Show. Even if it's just from the additional audience in the States, like, I'm sure that he is making more now than he was.
Oh, but, I bet.
Anyway, circling back to the New Year's Eve with Chappelle, that Dave finishes his set, And the show closes down after the ball drop. Talib Kweli comes out and does Get By. I thought that was pretty hot.
Listen, all I was trying to do is get by the motherfuckers on the way out.
Right. You had to piss again.
But you just played my exit music is what that was.
And then I made you stick around for a minute. And then we got out of there. You were out cold in the car before we got out the parking lot.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you it's a new year and I've been tired. Let me get to it. Let me get to it.
Oh, man.
Nah, but that was good. That was a nice experience. I thought it was pretty cool just to, drop the ball with OG Dave.
Oh, no doubt. Well, and it felt like a couple of his stand-ups as of later, at least what he's filmed for like Netflix, have felt pretty preachy lately.
All right.
And this just felt fun.
Right.
Like,
there was no message behind this content.
No.
There was no message behind it.
So it was
that was
good.
what Jon Stewart was for. He said, I ain't got no message this time, bro. I need you to come out and talk to the Jews from Bexley.
Exactly.
The Jewish folks.
But I do think it's cool that, like, and he talked about this, and, he could have been bullshitting, but I don't think he was, where he basically said, no, I wanted to end the tour in Columbus. I wanted to end the tour at home. And, like, calling Columbus, calling Ohio home, like, and then he ended up flying out and doing Toronto the next day to really close the tour. But I thought that was kind of a cool sentiment, like, and the fact that, he lives 45 minutes away.
Not enough motherfuckers you can round up in Yellow Springs to fill up a spot like that. So he said, give me the closest spot with the most seats. Columbus it is.
Right.
Call you home.
Well, and I was... I don't know. Like, he said they sold 14,000 tickets in the first, 3 hours. I wonder if they could have filled up Nationwide versus Value City.
I'm sure they could.
Yeah.
That shit was packed.
That would have been more convenient.
That would have been more convenient, and it would have been a faster process.
Right, no doubt. Because Nationwide knows what the fuck they're doing.
They were struggling just getting people in the door.
Yeah, we waited in line for 45 minutes, an hour?
Yeah, I was about to say that, about 45.
Because we got there about 9:15, and we didn't get in the doors till 10.
That shit, man.
That was.
I mean, I had a blast, but that shit, that wasn't no joke. Like,
it's just like, come on, man, come on.
They was treating that shit like the president was in town.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I would give a fuck more that Dave Chappelle was in town than the president. But
right. No doubt.
Yeah, like, damn.
Damn, I will say,
this.
I'm not gonna give anything away because I think this was kind of a throwaway line. But he did talk about getting attacked. And then talked about the fact that his bodyguards didn't shoot this dude. Like I pay them to do, Travis.
Right. Who, I don't remember. I do remember that, but I don't remember the story. Why is that?
Because it was like a fly-by-night. It happened one day. It hit the news big, and then it hit the news big again like a week later because the dude said he was triggered by Dave.
Oh yeah, that was when he was talking about the shit that happened on at the one spot
in
right.
LA, yeah. But he did twice go, Travis.
Right.
Shit had me dying. Like
Travis froze up. Damn.
Oh, that was a good time, man.
Nah,
nobody I would have rather spent it with, sir.
Fools agree, my brother. Fools agree. I just feel like it was very tight in there. It was very tight in there.
It was. was.
It was very tight. Like, I'm a little dude, and I felt like, oh my gosh,
Right.
like, would you like to sit on my lap, man? Would you? I think her foot was crossed over mine, actually. I think she had her foot over my foot.
What about the
Goodness.
I would say slightly older. She was probably in her 40s or 50s standing in front of us. She looked good for her age, I'll put it that way.
No, I don't remember.
Just the row in front.
You said the row in front of us.
Yeah. There were quite a few that were dressed to impress. We were not that.
No, there was. But... Nah, I wasn't listening. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm going to see.
How many old school pimps did we see leaving?
Listen.
In like the fur coat, everything.
Listen, it was people were stepping out. They said it's New Year's, I'm going to a comedy spot. I'm dressing the fuck up. I seen some people I knew that was dressed up. Listen, I ain't never seen Dave Chappelle in a suit. It's not that kind of party.
No, exactly.
This
That's not true. The player hate his ball. The player hate his ball, Cliff.
You hear me? This nigga smoked a cigarette the whole time. You think I'm about to come in there with an Armani suit, leaving out smelling like I left my grandfather's house? I'm cool. I'm cool.
I'm with you. I rock the Foolproof gear.
I rock the white tee.
I know
like it was 2006.
2006.
But I'm gonna be comfortable in this motherfucker.
06-07. That was the good football season.
Here we go, reminiscing. It's a new year, motherfucker. We in 2023. You hear what I'm saying?
We getting old.
You talk about a good football season in 06.
Oh man. Well, and on that note, this old bastard's turning another year older.
Good old bastard, you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That time of year.
It sure is. It sure fucking is. Yeah,
I'm officially late. I'm officially late 30s now. That's the definition. We've moved from mid 30s.
My nigga, you been official.
No. 34 to 36 is mid 30s.
Oh, I guess
when you
that's
hit
right.
37, that's late 30s.
I guess that's right.
And if I really wanted to be good about it, it'd be 33 to 37 would still be mid 30s. But I'm happy to claim late 30s. That's fine.
But
Somehow,
it's life, man.
We became the old heads on the block.
The constant ticking of the clock. What can you do?
You know, we talked about, being the old men on the porch drinking 40s. Well, we're not on the porch, but we're online throwing a couple back. So, cheers.
Listen, this is 2023's porch.
Right?
The fuck?
So does that make us port? Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah.
There was the dude that went first at the show did have a great bit about aliens and the N-word that had me fucking rolling.
Right.
Where he was basically like, he said,
y'all niggas too.
about white folks.
We all
and
niggas.
He said, you're not allowed to say it until the aliens get here. When we all that then. And then he turned, it was literally 20 seconds later, he went on this big rant about how we all are at that point. And then he was like, said, white folks, you still can't say it.
Listen.
He had me fucking rolling. And that was just as we were walking
he just had to rev up. He had to warm his shit up. Somebody had to start his car before you go to work in the wintertime and just let it run.
Just let it
and
run.
Motherfuckers didn't hit his gas till about
the last 5 minutes of his set.
Right. Right. But I mean, listen, I'm no comedian. I'm sure it's tough. That's why you're supposed to have a whole clip full.
Right.
You could tell that motherfucking Ingram was shooting musket balls out that bitch. Because he had no time to reload and fire off another joke. He was just like, fuck it, I'm about to light the crowd up. I don't know what else to do. And I'm sure that's his thing. Like, he's probably like, I prefer to do more crowd work than set.
Yeah, and he's probably more MC than stand up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be good shit. Like, between acts, introducing the next act, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So.
Nah, I mean, all of them was good in their own right. Except for Jon Stewart, motherfucker. You wasn't behind the desk, bitch. I don't know what the fuck you thought was going on. This nigga thought he was at the Daily Show or whatever. The fuck? This is Columbus, Ohio, motherfucker. We ain't come here for that.
No.
You trying to talk about us about 2022 problems. This is about to be 2023 in the 45 minutes, motherfucker. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Did you notice?
The fuck?
Did you notice that they stopped giving Ohio State updates at one point? And that they never said the final score?
You want to piss him off. He came out there saying in Ohio State's up 28-24.
Right. And then there was no update the rest of the night.
I think he did get one more, and then it was after that. Let me just get the fuck off this stage because Ohio State ain't winning, and neither am I in Ohio State. So get me the fuck off this stage. That motherfucker. Damn, John, I was so upset too because I was excited.
I think everybody was, and by the end of his set, everybody was disappointed.
I was excited.
Trying to think. You got any, what else you got? Any inadvertence that we didn't cover at the beginning?
I feel like I do. I need to get them out when they're fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I get it. Well, that's why we should do our 30-day challenge and just hop on, whether it's TikTok or YouTube Reels or Instagram Reels, stories, Facebook stories.
Oh, whatever. We got to do that anyway. We started the new year.
I think we need to have a discussion about all that.
Well, let's do the summit. We about to pop that up in the next, no later than 2 weeks.
All right.
We ain't no more talking about it. We about to be about it.
Good deal.
Because, I mean, I got to rewatch that episode just to get a better understanding because I ain't on no just posting shit.
Yeah.
You know, like
but that's kind of the point
some substance.
Right. But that is also kind of the point is like just get the message out there for 30 days straight. And it doesn't have to be like stellar content every time. Just get something out.
I might do like a 5, 10, 15-minute episode every day.
There you go. Just rant. Just find something to rant about. Because your rants are usually fucking hilarious. Or just something to riff on.
Oh, I know exactly how I'm coming.
Well, let's talk about it offline and we'll get there. I did go see.
Matter of fact, go ahead.
Go ahead, write it down.
No, I ain't writing shit down.
You gonna forget.
I'm about to order some shit.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of order some shit, I could use some new shirts.
Some new shirts, man. I got to keep it a buck.
Your shit's not working?
I'll do that this week.
All right. How about
I'll do it this week. I just got it. It's not about it not working. Like the printer itself works. I just have to call the company to have them unbrick it.
Gotcha.
Because they still think I owe them something, and I have proof that everything's paid. And it's only over like a 1099 bill. Like, what the fuck are you tripping on?
Right.
You gonna stop my printer because you didn't get your 1099 before I canceled my subscription? Like, you're bugging.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But Yeah, that's all I got. I just gotta find because every time I call somebody, they give me another number to call, and then I gotta wait in another line, and then after a while, I just hang up. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
No, I mean that makes sense. I wouldn't disagree with that approach. So I did go see the new Avatar. Was it last week? Yeah, it had to be last, or maybe it was earlier this week. But did see that. That ended up being better than I thought it would. The story is better than the first Avatar. The visuals are fucking amazing. Like, half the movie takes place underwater, and just some of the stuff that they were able to do with it was... Honestly, the only thing that could have made it cooler in that sense would be, like, if they built it in full 3D, like, 360 view, meaning VR. Like, VR is the only thing that would have made that experience.
I thought it was in VR.
Well, maybe.
Oh, no, you mean VR, like the headset.
Because it is
I'm
in
tripping.
3D.
I was thinking like more 3. They said 4D. They did some of it in 4D.
Yep.
Did you go see it like that?
I did not, and that, like, if it weren't for how much of a, like, visual spectacle it was, I wouldn't go see it again. But I'm contemplating going and seeing it again in, like, whether it's the IMAX 4D or the digital Dolby 4D, whatever those are, and going and seeing it that way, because I do think just what they did with it was incredible. And I'm actually curious to see if when it comes to VOD, if they do a full, like, VR experience with it. Because...
your headset ain't gonna last long enough to get through the whole fucking movie.
Well...
You're gonna have to watch it with the charger plugged in.
With the charger
and
plugged
then you're
in.
gonna be yanking your shit all everywhere, trying to look around at the shit going on while it's plugged up. Unless you got a battery pack, like all the technology, and you can't find that motherfucker to last for 4 hours.
Right. Well, you know what? Like, that's actually a good point, because I've never actually ran down my headset before. And I think it's because I can usually only deal with it for about an hour.
Takes about 2.5 hours, and you're out of there.
Okay, so you wouldn't get through a 3-hour movie.
No, not at all.
Although,
I don't know, a movie may be different.
It may use up less
work.
Right, it may use up
me,
less
I be
processing
stuck playing
power.
games with people for that long, and it dies on me.
Yeah. So that's one. And then the other one that I haven't watched yet, and I just saw...
I ain't been on the VR in a while. Have you? I mean,
Andrew and I were on it the other day. Andrew wanted to hop on Beat Saber and do, like,
I kind of like that, though.
Yeah.
I kind of do like that game. I played the demo, and I was like, okay, this is a little something.
It is.
You know?
It is.
Then I was like, let me see about buying it. And that motherfucker popped up $39.99, and I was thinking, and I know you don't have the songs I'm trying to listen to. I'm not paying $40.
You're not
now,
wrong.
If I could select the selection, I'm all in, but not no fucking techno.
I'm actually curious on it for the... I just downloaded like 3 or 4 games that I haven't played yet. So,
like what? Did you get what's the one?
I did get the NFL one. I did get Pro Era or whatever from Madden.
You hadn't played it?
I haven't played it yet though.
Let me know how that go.
And then I'm trying to remember what else I got. I feel like I got A-Reg the Among Us in VR. Which is like
they had that.
Yeah. Which to me that feels like better than like playing it on a screen.
Wait, Among Us.
Where it's like the imposter, you got to figure out who's the imposter and all that.
Okay.
And then I feel like I got 1 or 2 other ones. The one that I got way back that I want to go back to is, I think it's called Echo VR. And it's this one that is like, it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's like Ultimate Frisbee, but it's 3-dimensional in the sense that you're floating and like you're trying to throw it through a target. instead of like score a touchdown. And it's like full contact, meaning you can run into somebody and hit them to try to get them to drop the disc or the frisbee or whatever it is. But it's like almost like a full contact. It's a cool little sport game, like it's all online, like social stuff, which I could go either way with. But it was a fun experience the couple of times I played it.
I'm trying to think of the one I like. It's like Drop Dead or something, but it's real simple. Like when you do multiplayer, you just play with one other person and you just standing in one spot and you just face hordes. Like each round, the hordes get bigger and
Is that
like
the one
harder.
we played? Or did we play? We played
California. We played
Arizona
Sunshine.
Arizona Sunshine. That's what it was.
That multiplayer is pretty hot too, and I think that's 4 players.
Yeah, that one was fun. That's one I would do again.
Yeah, that multiplayer on the Arizona Sunshine is pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. It's the same way as the one I'm describing. It's just on that one you have to move. You have to run around and grab guns and ammo and all that. On the one I'm talking about, you just stay in one spot.
Just kind of, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And I see my mom in the chat asking about Blood Origin for The Witcher. I have not. She and I did talk about watching that on Christmas together virtually, and I completely skipped my mind.
What's Blood Origin?
So Blood Origin it's tied to the Witcher series on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's a prequel or just kind of an offshoot story, but that's one that I got to check out.
That's interesting, right? Because it's crazy. I seen that on your Alexa when I was using the bathroom last time I was over there. And I went to Netflix in The Witcher and it was no new episodes. And I was like, well, what the fuck was I seeing?
It's a different
I almost
series.
kind of questioned myself. Like, were you tripping last night? Like, did you drink too much? What the fuck? So y'all watch like the what's it called? It's like in the VR.
What's that?
Y'all watch on the VR? Like y'all shit on?
No, we haven't, but we talked about watching that one.
Somebody set something up on mine where
like the watch party or whatever.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Where you can set where you watch it and you can like watch it in like a drive-through.
In like a movie theater kind of deal, yeah.
It's either like a movie theater, I think it's like a drive-through, I think it's like a campfire and like all these different settings you can watch with your I said that's kind of fly. Like I ain't gonna lie about that, but
it is. I don't know. Like, what's the point though? Like, I don't like talking during a movie.
I mean, but it don't always gotta be talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more so just reactionary.
Just seeing the reactions,
right?
Yeah, I can see that.
And just to, somebody else might cue you to catch on to a joke you missed.
Right.
And you hear the motherfucker next to you died, and you like, what the fuck was? Okay, I get it. Right.
Oh man. All right.
I'm an extroverted introvert, so that's perfect for me. I can pull that headset off whenever I'm trying to leave your motherfucking ass. I don't gotta worry about like that. I gotta drive home, and I don't want that.
Right. Oh man, my headset died. I got nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to pull that at work today.
Yeah.
Power went out. Internet's down.
I don't do that.
Oh no, my power legitimately went out.
Nice if the internet struck, right?
My shit dropped for about an hour today. I don't know what.
Well, now I'm in a new position, so I can't really afford that.
Yeah.
Because I still gotta get my work done regardless.
I hear you.
But shit.
So, any goals or resolutions for the new year? Are you holding on to them till
not
April
till
now?
March, baby. Not till the first.
Now for Fool's New Year.
First flower blooms.
The year of the fools.
That's when my first Plan of the year.
I do want to acknowledge, because one, I wasn't on Hit the Showers when y'all talked about it, but two, there's been news since Hit the Showers.
Yeah, Hamlin.
Hamlin being up and
God
responsive.
bless.
So that was
God bless,
good news.
Godspeed.
And it sounds like he's the initial projections are that he should make a full recovery, but we'll see.
Right.
But yeah, man, that shit was scary. Like, anybody who's played the game has taken a hit or delivered a hit like that. So I was grateful for that one.
Right. It meant something.
It did, and like the way it was treated was like the way it should have been treated, and like there hasn't been any noise about anything on it, really.
I mean, nor should it be. Like,
no, nor
I
should
wouldn't
it
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, quite honestly, if a football thrown by a good armed quarterback couldn't do that.
Right.
If it slips through your hands and goes straight to your chest, I wouldn't be surprised if a football couldn't do that same exact thing that happened to him.
Right. And I mean, we talked about it with a baseball or in a fight, or
it's just it's a freak accident situation.
Yeah.
God bless it, but I don't think it's much you can do about it.
Right. No, completely agree. And I think the league handled it well, and like for the most part, I didn't see any kind of like vitriol online with it either, like towards anyone. Now, I have heard that there's been, some.
What's that mean? What you said? Don't try to slide that by me.
No, vitriol, just like hate spewing towards anyone as part of it.
Okay.
Like, I haven't seen a ton of trolling. Now, I'm sure Higgins got some, but he didn't deserve it.
Yeah, they were talking about that on was it ESPN? It might not have been ESPN. I can't remember, but they were talking about people harassing him and his family over it,
which is
talking
crazy
about the hit was crazy, like it wasn't a good hit or whatever like that.
Which is insane because, dude, one, it was a completely clean hit. Two, he would not leave the hospital. Those first
like
2
I'm gonna
days.
say it 1,000 times, if somebody would have made that hit back when we were playing football, the coach would have benched him. Why the fuck did you run at that man standing straight up?
Right.
Like, that would have been a third stringer if that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I said again, and not to like go there on the Do Fools Agree podcast, but you can't make the defense defenseless. That's what happens when
the defense
you do that.
Can't deliver.
You're gonna see more injuries on both sides because of it.
Yeah, no, completely.
Because now it's sloppy ball. It's not targeted. It's not like you're supposed to target the person you're tackling.
Yeah,
you're just not supposed to hit them helmet to helmet. Now I understand that, but yeah, you should line up a defenseless player. That's football,
right? Why is he defenseless?
Right, your quarterback shouldn't have set you up. I'm gonna hit you.
Right. But I did want to hit on that just because I wasn't on when we talked about it, and the fact that he kind of is in recovery now. So
right.
Good news on that front.
That's great.
I'm trying to think through anything else that I've got. I haven't talked about this in a while, so we finally got back to our D&D game. And there's a good chance that I murder all of our players on Sunday. So
you're the
I'm the DM.
You're still the
Yep.
Oh.
So
we'll murder them all. Let God sort
and
them
then
out.
we'll get Cedric Jordania to join the next party.
Listen, you ain't gonna kill me, baby. I don't care if you got the Lord of the Rings ring on the king, the black king.
The one ring.
Listen. I'm gonna have to weigh my dice.
That is one that I would like. I do think it would be fun, and maybe that's an idea to talk about in the summit. Just
I'm not against that though.
Do just a piece of content. It doesn't have to be an ongoing thing. It can be like a one shot where we get the fools, the crew together to do like one shot in D&D, and maybe get my uncle to like run the game.
Definitely be down for that. Not only would I be down for that, I'm sure I would want to do it again. I'm telling you, I would be down for that.
I mean, here's the deal. Me, you, Malk. Who else would be in? I feel like we could get Malk on board.
Oh, I'm sure Malk could do it. Yeah, I'm for that. I'm all for that.
just a one shot. Fools play D&D.
I only got to play one.
4 hour episode.
I enjoyed myself when I did it.
Hey man, if you're up on Sundays, 4:11, just stop by. I'll take you out there. I'll write you in.
I might take you up on that.
And then your boy
this Sunday, that's a fact.
Your boy has a game at 3:45 this weekend.
Sunday?
Yep.
What time you headed up there?
Over to Montrose, probably around 3:30. Because I feel like the game doesn't really start till 4. But they have to be there by 3:45.
Okay. Yeah, I don't got nothing going.
And if you want, I can swing by, pick you up, and drop you off after.
Yeah, I'll let you know for sure. That might have to be the plan. I gotta see my young dog Ball.
His big ass running up and down.
Listen, running.
I told you, man. He had his first game. Actually, first 2 games, he had a couple of nice series with a block shot to a breakaway to hitting the layup and everything.
That's what's so dangerous about him.
Well, and he's starting to understand.
Well, athletically, I mean.
He is starting to understand and know how to use his size.
Right.
Like, I finally saw him back somebody down in the paint, basically.
For real?
And I'm like, that's what you need to be doing. You are a big kid. You are bigger than 98% of the other kids that are in the league.
98.9.
There's one kid that is his size that he was on the same team with him probably 2 years ago, and they split.
He ain't got Andrew though. I bet he ain't as.
No, he's not as intent. Like Andrew has a switch.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
My ex-wife used to talk about like the Reggie switch. Like, we are the sweetest men you will ever meet.
Right.
Until that switch flips. And then it is a different animal.
He just has to learn to control his powers.
Right. Well, and honestly, it's he has to get comfortable with doing it. Because he spent the first 6 years of his life of us telling him, like, you're bigger than everybody else. You do need to be more careful. You got to be gentler, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm starting to hit the point where I'm like, nah, man. You big for a reason. Use it.
Man. And to finish what I was about to say, the reason why he's so dangerous is because I remember you when you were that age too. And you was a little pudgy dude. And the thing is, when he grows in height, as long as he, and I'm not even saying like you got to work him to death because that burns children out and I've been there firsthand.
Yeah.
But as long as he is at least conscious of what he puts in his body and how often he goes and works, he is going to be a specimen.
Well, and that's been the thing over the last 6 months versus the 6 months prior. When he's out there or when he was at, or when he's been in soccer, when he's been in basketball, even when we go out and do shit out in the median or out in the backyard, like, he runs now.
Right.
There was a stretch there where like he really wasn't running and wasn't pushing himself.
Jogging, doing that little goofy.
And now he's starting to like push himself a little bit.
Right. That's good to see.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's helpful that like 2 of his best friends or whatever are small little dudes that are fast.
Right.
So he tries to keep up with them.
Right.
And if he can maintain or at least stay close to those two, like athletic ability wise, it's going to be insane.
Right. Man, I'm telling you. And his head's already big as mine.
He is a cocky little bastard.
Man, his head, he got a, listen, that boy has a melon on him. I'm telling you.
Well, and I think he's in the middle of another growth spurt right now. Like, I felt like he had hit a point where he had kind of stayed the same height for a while.
Right.
He had started to get a little chunky again. And one, he's been ravenous the last 3 weeks, just starving, like eating everything. And
right.
two, I went to hug him the other day, and I'm like, "Did you get taller?"
Right.
It's only been 4 days, but I feel like you're taller.
Listen, grow, my young brother, grow.
Just gotta remember that dad fights dirty, kid.
Listen.
All right, man.
I ain't gonna play with you, and I hope you know that. I ain't got time to play. That's why God ain't give me no boy. I'm not going to play with you, little dude. You know what I'm saying?
I hit him like the Kevin Hart character from, it's not Super Pets. What is it? Pets or Secret Life of Pets? The bunny. Body shot, headshot.
Listen. Oh, that's all fun. That's all fun and games. Do you think you got the nuts to really try?
You swing
and
for the
that's
king,
gonna be the
don't
last
miss.
day you want to come to Dad's house. So God said, have this little girl and use your aggression to protect her
instead of raising another monster.
Right. Right.
It's probably for the best.
I would agree.
There's enough of eugenics men running around.
Yeah.
All right, man. What else you got? We're about an hour in.
What were we talking about beforehand?
I mean, we hit New Year's. We talked about Chappelle. We talked about any kind of
what were my
resolution.
inadverts? Hold up. I had some inadverts, and I felt like they were some good ones. One wasn't an inadvert. I was just feeling lonely one early 3 a.m. and I know that's the witching hour, so I took my feet out from under my blanket and slept like that on my back to see who tickled my toes.
Somebody tickled your toes.
And depending on how soft the padding was, there may have been a hole in the middle of the sheet. That's how you determine, is it a woman ghost or I'm just playing.
Oh shit.
Motherfuckers are like, what?
What are you
Listen
talking
to it again. Because that might explain why a lot of women sleep with their head in the pillow and their ass in the air.
It's true. You're not wrong.
They might have been lonely during the witching hour as well.
Oh shit.
Dave Chappelle should have had me open for him, but I'm telling you. I bet you gotta. I'm not gonna say.
You think
that.
you can put together a 5-10 minute set?
I'm sure I could.
You sure?
I mean, I would need time to prepare, of course, but I'm sure I could. I feel like, quite honestly, though, I feel like if I were to do that, I would do it better how I did my music. Like, instead of, like, the shit that I over prepared never turned out right.
Yeah.
But if you give me a topic or something you're trying to do, it's done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd much rather
Something
freestyle
guided.
it,
Yeah.
right? But not have it be crowd work.
Well, it's almost at that point,
And that's
like,
what gets tough.
yeah, you need something to riff on more than like jokes and punchlines, right?
I might just need a notepad with
like just
words that
beats, almost
of
the
topics
beats,
that
right? Yeah,
uh-huh.
I can
And
see
just-
that.
But yeah, I think I could. I do think I could.
I don't doubt that. I at one point felt like I had a good like tight 5 that I actually used like when I was meeting people for the first time, and just with like same 2 or 3 stories, just reformatted a little bit depending on the audience, etc. So I get it. I mean, my favorite one
It ain't
ever.
about that. It's about fuck it. If you can do it, hop up there.
Right.
I guess the real question is, would I want to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's a hustle, Joe. That's a real life hustle to get your name out there doing that. And I don't think I'm in a spot financially where I could afford to do that if I wanted to. So if I happen to be good at it, that would just be another bummer or a check off my box. Like, well, I'm all right at that as well, but I can't.
Here's the deal, though. It doesn't. It depends, because it depends if it's stuff that you need the immediate reaction for or not.
What you
right?
mean?
Like, this is where I go to when we're talking about doing shorts and content. Like, to your point, riff for 5 minutes on something, record it, pop it to the channel, and go.
You know what? You are correct, because niggas is making it backwards. Like that dude, Drewski. I don't know if you know him, the big chubby dude that be with Jack Harlow.
Mm-hmm.
He got a funny face, like it looked like somebody squashed his face down. Like he looks like the melted alien from Toy Story. Remember they melted his head and it shrunk down. Like that's what he looks like. But he made it talking shit online, like doing what you talking about.
I mean, that's basically...
And now he's putting together his comedy routine, like backwards.
That's basically what TikTok does. I mean, do your little 15, 20 minute... I was, it's funny, so kind of circling into the same conversation, Dax, D-A-X, rapper, big on TikTok, has... The song that you see a lot is Joker, and it's basically him rapping as the Joker, but it's really like it's actually good shit. The lyrics and stuff.
I've never heard
about
of it.
His life or whatever, and the hook is something like "Come join my circus," and then he leaves the beat open for anybody to kind of respond and do a verse back to him. But like shit like that,
I wouldn't know how
like,
to do that shit. I'm
how
too
you
old
leave
for
that
that.
open.
I can make the song,
right?
But I don't know how to upload it to the shit that you got there and do. Listen, need Brandon for that.
Right.
It's a new generation for me. All I do is spit. I don't know what you gonna do with it.
Right.
I don't much care if you recorded it. That's just what I do.
It's just what I'm doing.
Right.
No, I hear you on that. Well, and that's kind of where, I don't know. Like, I like the idea of being able to hop on and riff for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, or, even 30 seconds. And then it's like, I immediately feel drained by thinking about it.
I immediately feel drained by the back-end production it takes.
Right.
Unless it's a situation where I started up like the actual show.
Yeah.
Or
like, here's the other idea.
Intro and all, and then just state my claim, cut it out, and be done.
Here's the other idea. You just record it as a video on your phone, send it to me, and I do the production and get it uploaded.
Oh, that's easy. I could do, man, nigga, you had 30 by tomorrow.
I think that's the approach we should be looking at. Or fucking intern
Well, listen. Now that's a good way about it, right? Because I was thinking about it the other day, and I know this is post, but just to get it out there,
he needs to be at the summit. By the way,
I'll make sure he's there.
and I will get him logged in and give him the credentials for fucking everything.
I'll make sure he's there because he just texted me about it the other day, and I was asking him, "Do you have the equipment, the programs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good on all that." I said, "Well, show me something." That's
right.
I don't need to tell you what to do. Look through it and show me something.
Right.
I don't know. But that would be easier for him. You know what I'm saying? To upload the video and put clips
shit
as opposed to searching through a 2.5-hour episode for what he imagines we will want.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll make sure he gets that message.
All right, good deal. All right, man. We got anything else? Got anything to close us out?
Not
good, huh?
Love everybody.
Oh, man. Do us a favor, like, share, subscribe. Welcome to season 4 of Do Fools Agree, heading into our 4th year here in
That's
2023.
Ain't that crazy?
2020, 2021, 2022, and now 2023. We've been doing this for coming up on 4 years, Cliff. 4 years, and this has been a fun 4 years. I don't care what the fuck has happened offline, in personal life, any of that. Being able to get on here with you every week, or damn near every week, with, some hiatuses in the middle. I mean, we have put out 127 episodes, about 2 hours each for the most part, anywhere from an hour to 4 hours, depending on the show. And it's been a lot of fun, man. Let's keep it going.
Time flies when you're having fun, I suppose.
Amen. All right, we out. Peace out, fools.